I don't know what just happened. This is like right here is exactly what is annoying right here. Right here, right here, right here is annoying. Like I really truly don't even understand what just happened just now. Seriously. Um I actually was in the moment of giving off a good message, but for some reason YouTube tells me that they crashed the video. Whatever. I don't know. At this point it's like, oh, okay. I actually was trying to give a message based upon a certain scenario that's going on in my life, but at the same time, relate to other people. And that main message is sometimes we think we have true, genuine friends out here, and technically we just don't. Like, some people cross your path for a reason and a season. And I'm not saying I'm a great friend. I'm not saying, oh, I'm the bestest of friends, because at the end of the day, when I'm in a very tight spot, I will place myself in a predicament to make sure I get out of the tight spot, because it's like my back is against the wall and the other wall is about to suffocate me, and I can't take things like that. Like I cannot suffocate. I can't I can't put myself in a position like that. I really just can't. Right now I'm in a moment of driving, so excuse me if I'm really not directly paying attention. Excuse the darkness, but um, you know, I've come to a point in my life where I'm actually just saying, "Oh, what is that?" Okay, so yeah, so I've come to a point in my life where I'm just like, life is what it is. I had to make some really tough decisions to get to where I'm at right now. And it was really, really hard. But I'm really proud of myself because, like, right now, where I'm at in my life, like, I understand so much more and getting so much more closer to God. A lot of people want to call it different names. That's totally fine. Um, the source, universe, life, I don't know. But um, I'm just like at a point where I've met a lot of great people on my journey. I've met a lot of great people on my journey. I've you know went through a lot of ups and downs with them, and like back and forth. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. I'm not. And maybe it's a good thing that the camera cut off, because I want to think about what I'm saying before I say it, because I don't want to put the wrong kind of message out there. So, um, I've met a lot of great people, good-hearted people. I'm gonna just put it like this: like, we are all connected to Source, all of us, no matter what. We're all connected to Source. We all have good hearts. We all mean well. You know, on another end, we all have an attitude. We all, especially where I live in New York City area, tri-state. Um, we carry a certain demeanor on us that will come across as, oh, this person might be mean. Oh, this person might be this and that, or And I totally understand, what it is, being a New Yorker and how it might come across at some point. feel that like a lot of people that they come from different backgrounds, different walks of life, they don't understand certain things that they say can actually really harm a person. And so it can really put like so many different vibes and negative feelings and anger into the heart, and then a whole bunch of stuff. And instead of the person becoming better, they become worse. And I've actually had to go through this because I guess it was like my calling, right? And yes, I was fighting my calling. I was fighting, I was fighting, I was fighting, I was fighting. Like, no, this can't be it. Um, Not saying like it's a bad calling, but it's very different. And even though I seen the light in it, the positivity, the change that it can make, on a different view, it's when I really got deep into it. So deep that it was hard for me to come out. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't even know how to come out of this right now. To the point that I'm like, my head is spinning. I'm telling lies to myself, trying to keep up this facade, and like, it's like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I need to stop. But every time I told myself I was going to stop, something else just, like, basically they, like what we say in the Christian world, the devil's a liar, right? Or Muslim world, Shaitan is a liar, whatever. But they don't say Shaitan is a liar. Shaitan is like, I don't know, whatever they say. To be honest, I grew up Christian in a Christian world, and then eventually, and that was the other thing. Like, I ended up learning to practice Muslim, which was very interesting to me. And there's nothing wrong with anybody's belief system or what they believe in, and it's all good and everything like that. But in all actuality, it's just low vibes. No offense to anybody out there with their religious beliefs. I have my religious beliefs, and I'm not gonna go through that because I don't feel like it's right to put my religious beliefs onto anybody, regardless if they agree to it or not. I don't think it's right to do that. Like, I think that person should be able to figure out their own kind of steps to life. You know, if they ask for assistance, that's a little different at some point. But the pushing, the throbbing, the turning, the pressuring, all of that is just not good vibes. It's just not good because I actually was in it where it ends up happening is, that person starts to feel like what was wrong with me before? Like, what was wrong with me? Why does this person, and it's not like anything towards the next person actually just trying to give information or, give their standpoint of view of what they believed in, but it was more so, it ends up to be like the person who was asking all the questions ends up to look within themselves now, like, wait, what was wrong? Like, what was wrong with me before? Like, what happened? What did I do? Did I do something wrong? And then they start questioning themselves so much to the point that now they're mad at the person. And, it ends up to be very conflicted, like, very difficult um, place for both individuals, where that sometimes it becomes a little uncomfortable or awkward, or there's a lot of misunderstandings, a lot of miscommunications, a lot of things. So now at this point, who is like really like, I keep saying like a lot, who's really looking at the situation at that point that deep now, because you know it doesn't become a conversation no more. It looks like, a certain different view, and I don't want to get all into that. But regardless of the fact, I just feel that everybody's gonna have their own beliefs in what they feel, and that's just what it is. Like, no one's gonna stop that, and no one should stop that, because at the end of the day, I feel like that's what makes up our heart in some sense, to say like, okay, this is right, this is wrong, and to be honest, sometimes that becomes a little bit too much though, because now it brings up a lot of conflict with people, and then like people really can't just connect, like, and just have a conversation without it being like, oh well, my religion says that I can't do this, so I'm not gonna do it. And you're like, oh, okay, and then that's it. Like, you just leave it like that. Anyways, long story short, I've been in a lot of changes where, I told someone I had changed my belief system from this to that, and I guess they just didn't understand the journey that I was taking. And then, like, when I had a conversation with the person, because her views is still Christianity, and I totally understand those views. Um, she ended up telling me to go see a therapist, which was okay, her advice. It wasn't a bad advice in my books, but at the same time, it's like, now because you're telling me to go see a therapist, that made me feel some kind of way, because hold up, when you needed a friend to talk to about or your life journey or whatever you're going through, good or bad, I was an open air. I didn't tell you to go see a therapist, because that's what friends do. But a lot of people just don't really understand the meaning of certain things, and I'm just having to understand that, their energy is not on my energy level right now anymore. And hey, mentally we could get along, we could talk, and I don't even think so, because even when I was trying to have a conversation with her, it was like, it's not the same anymore. And I'm not trying to force nothing. I'm not the one to do that. I'm back being myself, feeling who I am, knowing who I am, knowing that this is me, and if you don't accept me for me, then there's no way we could actually connect. Like, we might connect for that moment, or for a second, or what. I don't know, but I'm like really spiritual driven right now. And being spiritually driven is like understanding a lot more things than just, the only foundation that we have, which is our belief system. That's like to me a start to building the house, and then eventually you start climbing up the wood and everything else, and you get your roof, right? You know, and at the end of the day, it's a work in progress. Like, right now, I'm taking a break from a lot of things. I've been putting so much onto my plate. I've taken on a lot of, a lot of things at once. And right now, I'm just praying to God to, like, just let me get a break from a lot of stuff, because, it's just been a lot. Like, it's hard to explain, because it's, I can't just really put anything and everything out there based upon certain information. But just understand that when you're on a spiritual journey, which everybody's going through in their own way, and it leads them to their heaven, their happiness, right? It's a fight. You're like kicking and screaming. Like, imagine just yourself kicking and screaming like a little crybaby, like, no, da da da, and it's like God is just dragging you by the foot, like, bring you to this place, like, up, this is where you're gonna be, and then you just, as God turns his back, you run out of the place, and then he drags you back again, and you run out of the place, and he drags you back again. It's like your mom. It's like when you go to a party, and your mom is like, why are you at the party? that I just told you not to go to, and she comes there with her rose embarrassing you in front of everybody, like kind of situation. You know, it's one of those kind of stuff. And I'm very good at like I'm realizing I'm very good at a lot of stuff, and I don't want to run away per se from my calling or journey because that's not my intention. I definitely need to stop fighting. That's one. And I definitely need to start recognizing where I'm at on my journey because me going through it the way I'm going through it right now, like me talking on this video is actually therapeutic. It's actually feeling great, like because before I would just be talking and I'm like, yo, I need to just have a conversation with the world instead of keeping, the information, certain information in where I could probably be helping other people. It might not be like close friends or, me thinking that I have close friends or whatever, but it could be like strangers. And I have a lot of things that's in my head that I need to do and I want to do that I have to do, but I'm not even close to doing it because of all the stuff that I put. Like, I got so mad at myself that I actually was putting myself before the bigger purpose, and God allowed that for me because, of course, I need to be able to have experience, life and see what life was all about and all that. And then I kept doing it though, like no, 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 to the point that I end up killing my own ego, which was fine. I didn't really notice that I had the ego, like that. I felt like I was here at some point in time, but then like I diverted and I just kept getting back here and then diverting. So I don't know what it is right now, but I'm going through this stage in my life where it's like, okay, it's not even about choosing friends wisely. It's not about any of those things. It's about the simple fact of knowing exactly what it is, what I need to do, not get distracted, stay focused, stay tuned in at all times, like make sure that things that are happening that, I'm aware of it, like really be on top of myself. And I just want to give that message to everyone. Like, yeah, you're gonna have your friends. There's nothing wrong with having friends, even though everyone's situation is different. Like I might feel right now I don't have any friends. And that's probably God's way of removing everybody around me to get me to where I'm at right now. So I could be within myself in a strong manner that no one could break my heart. No one could make me feel any kind of way. And before I didn't even think anyone was making me feel any kind of way. Before I was like, okay, whatever. But little did I know that was actually bringing me down instead of pulling me up. So now I'm so aware of my feelings and making sure that I get my feelings out there, even if the person wants to hear it or not, even if they like. And I'm trying to learn how to get my feelings out there in a better way. Like, is this all new to me to even expressing feelings? Like, somebody does something and I'm like, and I find my own justification in it, and I find my own thought process in it and my own idea in it, instead of saying, how do they actually feel about it? Like, and I don't want to be that way no more. I actually want to have relationships where it's actually heart to heart. And I feel like this world is coming away from that. Instead of going towards it, they're coming away from it. and parts of the other world is actually going so far into it that they like losing one side of themselves. So it's not very easy, you know. But I just know that like I'm not mad at anything that's going on in my life. It's a reason. I don't know the reason yet. So I'm gonna start calming down, stop fighting, stop hurting myself, stop telling my like, I was doing all these things just because I felt like I was testing a lot of things out to understand, because for some reason I have to like make, I don't know, like for some reason I just have to like get an understanding of something that might not need understanding to right away. And then I just be like shaking the person down like I'm a cop. Give me the answer now. And I'm not even close to a cop. I'm not even a cop. Maybe I should have been one, but that's way long gone. And to be honest, I'm glad I'm not that, because I actually love going home to see my baby. And I actually do want to have a big family, and I want to have a successful career, and I want things to be a little bit better than how they are now. As of right now, I know I'm not lonely, but I do feel that way. I don't have people calling my phone like how I used to. I went from being a very popular girl to not having anybody call me. Like, this is so strange to me. So strange. Like, what? You know what I mean? But this is where my heart is at right now. And whoever's around to understand it, I really have to just thank them, when I get through it all. And whoever's not around, then I'm still gonna thank them. Still gonna thank them. Because no matter what, I'm gonna get through it. No matter what, God show me everybody's true colors. And no matter what, I'll be fine. No matter what, I will be fine. I just gotta start being really in tune with myself, stop fighting, just enjoy the ride. It's a lot of like changes that I'm like, ah. Anyways, I'm about to go eat. My stomach is growling. I hope everyone has a blessed night, whoever watches this. And, I'm going to really try to start putting more videos out there as much as I can, because it'll be better. So, whoever's out there, the message right now is whoever's out there who feels like they don't have anybody by their side, or even if they have somebody by their side, they can have friends, family, a whole lot of people, because I've been there as well. Like, you have everybody, but they're not really there. Don't worry, because God is going to get you through it, and you're going to see a drastic change. And you know what? I really pray that for everybody, because I pray for myself. Have a blessed night. Be grateful, be loving, be caring all the time. And, let's live. Later.